Chris Bianchi, that mudslide video, albeit short, was pretty terrifying. We don't see those on camera very often, but man, that's scary.
We just don't see that kind of rain. So Kyle and Alex, I'm going to put this in a little perspective for us here in Denver. So a lot of those places that you just saw in Southern California, they picked up about 75 to 100% of their average annual rainfall from the storm. To put that into perspective, that'd be like Denver getting 10, 11 inches worth of rainfall from a single storm. So obviously, probably don't have to tell you if we had 10 or 11 inches worth of rainfall, that's kind of like what we saw in September 2013. That's the kind of situation they dealt with there in interior Southern California. Now, of course, for us here in Denver and in eastern Colorado today, the impact very different. We were on the dry side of hurricane or tropical storm Hillary, and here's what it led to. 99 degrees for us here in Denver, our hottest day, tying our hottest day so far this year. 90s, 100s, eastern plains for today. Into the mountains, not a whole lot cooler, some 70s, some 80s, depending on your elevation. Today, our 7th straight day at 90 or above, and 26th day at 90 or above so far this year. So we're really making up ground on what's been a pretty cool start to our summer. We're putting a pretty good dent into that, at least of late. But for tonight, this is, again, I mentioned this about 10 minutes ago. This to me may be more important, especially thinking about DPS, thinking about the impacts to you. Low temperatures are often taken for granted, especially here in Colorado, where we get so nice and cool at night just about always. But when we only drop down to about 70 degrees, that unfortunately really does add a lot of stress on the power system. Of course, again, we kind of often rely on being able to leave those windows open at night, but when we only drop down about 70 degrees, that can sometimes be a little overlooked in terms of the impact that can have on the power grid and also on schools that don't have air conditioning. Of course, they rely on leaving those windows open at night. For tomorrow, mid-90s for us in Denver. A bit breezy still, but not as windy as it was for today. Today we had those winds up to 40 miles an hour for us here in Denver. It was 99 degrees. It felt like being inside of a hairdryer today. Tomorrow, not quite as windy as it was today. Temperatures mostly in the 90s, low 100s for us tomorrow. So cooler, not exactly cool, but a little bit better, I guess, than it was today. 70s and 80s for us into the high country. One difference for tomorrow. I haven't talked about this yet. We will have more showers and storms tomorrow compared to today. Today was basically dry statewide. Tomorrow we will start to see some monsoonal showers and storms fill back in. A little bit, not a ton, but enough that we will at least get a bit more cloud cover, some rain showers, and that should help to start to cool things on off. And this is a bit of a gradual process. That monsoonal moisture will kind of work its way east as we head over the next few days. But the thing to watch for, this big ridge of high pressure, notice off to the south there. This is going to be our next big weather player. This is what is now Tropical Depression 9 in the Gulf of Mexico. So we're going off the coast of Texas here. And this is going to be our next weather player here in Colorado. This is expected to strengthen into Tropical Storm Harold tomorrow. And once it does that, this is very unusual. What's going to happen with this storm system here, folks, is it's going to track its way into Colorado. Here's how it works. It's going to spin around that big ridge of high pressure that I was just showing you a second ago, and this is going to track its way through northern Mexico. This is a real loop-de-loop. Of course, winds here in the northern hemisphere, they move from west to east. Normally, we look out to California for our weather. This time, we're looking southeast to get our weather. The result is that we're going to get some Gulf tropical moisture come Thursday night, but especially for Friday and Saturday. And that's going to really cool us on off. So in the meantime, it's hot and dry, getting gradually better as the week wears on. But then Thursday and especially Friday, and by the way, that preseason home game on Saturday could be a bit stormy with temperatures only topping out in the upper 70s on Friday.